This is part 2 of gluing on the embroidery hoop. So the things that you're going to need again is Titebond glue, Gorilla Glue, a marking pen, embroidery hoop number 2, something to cut it with, and a cloth to wipe your hands off because the glue is pretty nasty. So once again, you just try to find the weak spot. There's usually a line inside here that to me signifies it was put together there. That's where I usually cut this. Then just like before, you're going to put it, now there's already an embroidery hoop in there. Now we're going to put this inside that one and get a sort of a measurement as close as we can without breaking this. And then we're going to make a mark that's probably going to be too big, but we can always cut it down. Okay, so we're going to cut this there. And then we're going to try it out and see how that fit is, see if we have to cut it more. And I can see we're definitely going to have to cut more. So I do that in little pieces. Try it again. We want to get a nice tight fit, but also if you have a gap, that doesn't matter, you'll see why later, but it should be a small gap. So this looks like, yeah, I'm able to get it in, so I'm going to call that good. Then you want to pop it out, get your glue, and do like in the other video section, cover the outside of the embroidery hoop with glue. As you can see, I still have my apron on, and I also, see, I just had a drip, it's drippy stuff. I also have a piece of plastic on the floor under the drum for any drips that go under the floor. It's a messy job. Spread it around. Now we're going to go back, and I like to put the new seam across from the other seam. I think that's more stable. Work it in there. You have to push a little bit at the end if you're getting a tight fit. There we go. That's really a tight fit. That's good. Tighter the better. So you sort of get them lined up as well as you can. Now, if you can look down at this and see any gaps, what I like to do to make sure it's really strong is to fill those gaps in with Gorilla Glue. So here we have a gap between the two pieces of wood, and there are no other gaps in this one, but I like to look around and look for gaps, and if I have one, what I do is I take the Gorilla Glue and I squeeze a little bit in there. Now a little bit of this stuff goes a long way because it's sort of like, oh, I don't know, maybe it gets 4 times the size when you put it in. After everything's dry, which will be you need at least 3 or 4 hours for the Titebond and at least 3 hours for the Gorilla Glue to dry. You'll know when this is dry because it'll be milky in color. This is usually not an even surface. It's not completely crucial to sand it, but to have a better finished product, I do. So I've never hand sanded it myself, but some people have told me they hand sanded it. I use a power sander and just get this as flat as I can. And that is the end of this step. Next step will be putting the fabric onto the outside of the drum.